New information about a man who was getting his hair cut at a salon when he was shot and killed. Arlington police are calling it a murder-suicide. And Scoop Jefferson just spoke with people who witnessed the shooting on Cooper Street.
This is the moment Arlington police officers arrived at the front doors of the Spa Galleria strip mall on shots fired, recorded on a cell phone.
This is the story of William Todd Austin, a 37-year-old father, entrepreneur, and credit repair expert from Arlington, Texas, who was gunned down while sitting in a barber's chair by the woman he once loved. What pushes someone to commit the unthinkable? How does love decay into rage? And how can a shared past turn deadly in a matter of seconds? Could anything have stopped what happened that morning? Welcome to Crimelab Report, the channel where we dissect real-life crimes, not just the facts, but the emotions, motives, and chilling truths behind them. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more gripping breakdowns of true crime stories that shake communities to their core. Today's case is one of love, betrayal, and irreversible loss. Settle in, because this is a story you'll never forget. Arlington, Texas, a city nestled comfortably between Dallas and Fort Worth, on the morning of July 11, 2025. One of those sprawling shopping centers on South Cooper Street bustled with ordinary life. Inside Suite 301 of the Salon and Spa Galleria, the familiar buzz of clippers and casual conversation filled the air. Stylists moved about in rhythm, clients scrolled through phones, and the smell of hairspray clung to the morning. Among them sat William Todd Austin, 37 years old, clean-cut, dressed casually, and seated in a barber's chair. He was the founder of Credit Champs, a financial literacy and credit repair brand that helped everyday people get their lives back on track.
Shouts out to my amazing business coach, Todd. Todd is amazing. He's the truth. His mentorship is literally going to get you to where you need to go. Like, he really cares about helping you. And the investment is nothing compared to where your business can go, you know, and how much you can make from getting that access to that funding. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, Todd is the truth. Let's get it.
Locals knew him as ambitious, driven, successful, but they didn't know everything, especially not what was building beneath the surface of a relationship since fractured. Timone Michelle Williams was also 37, a former partner of Todd's. She wasn't just a name in his past. She was the mother of one of his children. Their history, though deeply personal, had become increasingly strained. Some who knew them spoke of tension, of jealousy, of suspicion, the kind that simmers 4 months beneath polite co-parenting and public appearances. That morning, she walked into the salon not to talk, but to end the conversation forever. She entered quietly, hand on a concealed weapon, and walked directly toward him. Todd never had a chance to get out of the chair. She pulled the trigger multiple times. The sounds cracked through the salon like lightning sharp, final, unmistakable. He was hit at close range. Witnesses later said it was surreal. 1 minute, he was sitting calmly in the chair. The next, he was gone. The screams came next, stylists and clients scrambling for cover, diving under tables, ducking behind mirrors. But the worst was already over. Also, they thought. In the days following the tragedy, Arlington, Texas became more than just a backdrop. It became a character in the story, a witness to a tale of ambition, heartbreak, and unchecked emotion. The community struggled to process what had happened. People who knew Todd described him as charismatic, hardworking, and sharply intelligent. On social media, tributes poured in from clients, colleagues, and even strangers. Many had never met him, but they'd seen his videos, online, speaking passionately about financial freedom and empowerment. For them, he wasn't just a businessman, he was an inspiration. But for Timone Michelle Williams, he was something else entirely. Friends describe their relationship as complicated, the kind of story with no neat beginning or clean ending. They had shared more than a child, they'd shared ambitions, ups and downs, and, in Timone's case, feelings that perhaps never truly left her. People close to her said she had been struggling emotionally in recent months. One former friend hinted that she felt discarded, as if, while Todd's life soared publicly, She was stuck in the shadows, carrying the weight of their past. Others mentioned that she'd become increasingly erratic. Here is a video clip of the encounter they both had as he was kicked out of his baby mama, Michelle Austin's house.
Motherfucker wanna fucking pop me. Oh shit! You gonna change the code? You gonna change the code on the door? You stay, motherfucker! What are you yelling at her for? Ain't no motherfucking code the same. What's the code? Ain't shit! Why the code ain't working? Why the fucking code ain't working?
Todd, look at this. Watch this.
Why the code ain't working?
Watch this. Todd,
Why the code ain't working?
please calm down.
Why the fucking code ain't
I'll show
working?
you, Todd.
Ain't no code fucking working. She changed the motherfucker. She changed it.
Silent online, withdrawn in person, like someone quietly unraveling. But no one expected it to end in gunfire. Investigators later revealed that the weapon used had been purchased legally. There was no record of threats, no restraining orders, no police calls leading up to the event. To the system, Timon and Todd were just two people co-parenting from a distance. Nothing flagged, nothing warned, nothing stopped her. In truth, this wasn't about legality. It was about emotion, about grief that had curdled into rage, about love that had twisted itself into something unrecognizable. And perhaps that's the most haunting part, that even in a public space, in broad daylight, surrounded by people, this still happened, that someone so seemingly stable could be caught so off guard, that heartbreak, if left unchecked, can become something violent, something final. For the stylists and clients inside the salon, the trauma would linger. Some said they'd never forget the sound of the shots. Others still replayed the image of Todd falling forward in his chair, but none would ever return to that space the same.
They were just all nervous and we were all scared. I got multiple texts from them saying there was shooting happening, and I saw the cop cars in front of me and I heard gunshots.
And one of the suite owners 2 doors down actually told me, hey, don't go inside, somebody just got shot.
And in the middle of it all, one quiet truth rose above the noise. A child was left behind. In the weeks that followed the tragedy, Arlington mourned quietly, but the ripples traveled far. William Todd Austin wasn't a household name to everyone, but he was a leader in his field. Credit Champs, his company, had helped hundreds of people improve their credit, buy homes, start businesses. He taught people to rebuild their lives after financial ruin. Ironically, he was helping others get back on their feet, while his own personal foundation had been quietly cracking. His death became a grim reminder. Success in public doesn't always mean peace in private. Meanwhile, Timon's name was whispered, not shouted. Some saw her as a monster. Others saw her as a woman undone by pain. But in truth, no one could say for sure what went through her mind as she pulled that trigger not once, but twice. What led her to do it? Jealousy, grief, betrayal? Was it the kind of love that never heals, or the kind of anger that builds in silence? Her social media had been quiet. No outbursts, no hints, just an eerie calm. In hindsight, it was the silence that should have been the red flag. The Arlington Police Department closed the case swiftly, a murder-suicide born from a domestic dispute. But for those who were left to pick up the pieces, Todd's friends, Timone's family, their child, the story didn't end with the tape coming down. That child will one day grow up and learn the truth. That a mother and father once loved each other, perhaps too deeply. That something went wrong. That one was buried with bullet wounds, and the other with questions no one could ever answer. And that's what makes this story more than just a headline. This wasn't just about a murder. It wasn't just about a relationship gone wrong. It was about everything in between: the feelings we bury, the conversations we avoid, the cries for help that sound too much like silence. Two lives ended that day inside a salon on South Cooper Street. But it was never just about where it happened. It was about what happens when love, loss, and rage are left to boil too long behind closed doors, beneath polite smiles, until one day, everything erupts. And when it did, it left behind more than just bodies. It left behind a child, a legacy, a haunting silence, and a city asking the one question that may never be answered: why? Our deepest condolences go out to the families of William Todd Austin and Timone Michelle Williams, especially to the child they shared, now left to grow up in the shadow of unimaginable loss. May healing find its way to everyone touched by this tragedy, and may their stories serve as a sobering reminder of the silent battles so many carry.